Chapter 1. A sign sparks chaos. It all started with a simple, for sale sign I put up near the edge of my private ranch lake. I had inherited the land from my grandfather and was considering selling just a small parcel by the water. But within 2 hours of posting the sign, Karen, the self-appointed queen of the neighboring HOA, was at my gate yelling about unauthorized development and community impact. She wasn't even my neighbor. Her property didn't touch mine. Still, she called the cops, falsely claiming I was illegally selling HOA-owned property. The officers showed up annoyed and left even more annoyed once they saw the deed was in my name. Karen wasn't just nosy, she was obsessed with control. Chapter 2. Digging deeper. After that fiasco, I decided to do some digging. I pulled property records and HOA documents to find out why Karen had a vendetta against my lake. What I found was gold. Turns out for years, Karen had been bragging to her HOA buddies that she had lake access through the back trail. That trail? It went over a small lot between her house and my ranch, a lot that had been foreclosed years ago and left off the HOA maps. That gave me an idea. I called the county and made a few inquiries. The lot was available in a quiet tax auction. A few days later, for the price of a used pickup truck, I legally owned the land that was Karen's only shortcut to the lake. Chapter 3. The lockdown. With the deed in hand, I wasted no time. I installed a privacy fence around the lot and posted signs: private property, no trespassing. Karen saw the construction and went ballistic. She marched down to the fence in her sun hat, screaming about community rights and historical use. She threatened legal action. Even tried cutting down the fence at night, which only got her a trespassing warning from the sheriff. I installed motion cameras and floodlights. She called an emergency HOA meeting, but most of her board didn't care. Turns out they were tired of her power trips too. Her shortcut was gone, and now she had to drive 2 extra miles around the ranch just to reach the nearest public lake dock. Chapter 4. The HOA uprising word spread quickly in the neighborhood. Some residents supported Karen, but most found her antics exhausting. A few even thanked me for standing up to her, sharing their own stories of fines for having the wrong color flower pots. At the next HOA election, a younger couple ran against Karen and won by a landslide. The board shifted and policies started loosening. Karen's influence began to crumble. She filed complaints, appealed decisions, and even accused me of harassment, none of which held water. Eventually, she tried selling her home, but buyers kept backing out after hearing about her reputation. One of them even asked, "Isn't this the place where the lady tried to steal a lake?" Chapter 5. Full circle. A year later, the same reel. A state agent who helped me with the lake lot called with another tip. Karen, desperate to leave, was auctioning off her house far below market value. I couldn't resist. I bought the property under a business name and let her believe it went to a quiet tech investor. The day she moved out, I stood on my deck overlooking the lake and waved as her car disappeared down the hill. I didn't even need the house. I rented it out to a calm, retired couple who loved gardening. Peace returned to the ranch. And every time I sipped coffee by the lake, I smiled, knowing Karen had finally been outmaneuvered on her own turf.